What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me.
With the weight difference, you know, with me witnessing like smaller guys really just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like, you know what, that kind of really don't matter.
And pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue, he's just a remarkable fighter.
Terence Crawford responded to the training footage of Canelo Alvarez and Jaron Ennis by making it clear that Canelo needs to push himself even harder as he's preparing to face the best fighter in the world. Crawford highlighted that his unique mix of skills, power, and adaptability presents challenges unlike anything Canelo has ever encountered. The footage revealed Canelo's focus on speed and intensity, which Crawford sees as evidence that Alvarez understands the threat he poses. For Crawford, this only reinforces how dangerous he truly is, since even Canelo acknowledges the difficult test ahead.
What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me. Because, you know, if I haven't fought anyone, if I was too small, if I was, you know, all these things that all the media say I was, then he wouldn't need these guys to help prepare him to fight me. He wouldn't, you know, need all the help that, you know, he's getting. But I'm happy that he's getting the help that he needs because, you know, after, you know, September 13th, there'll be no excuses.
In newly released footage, Canelo Alvarez is seen placing strong emphasis on speed drills rather than relying solely on his trademark power shots. This shift appears to be a direct response to Terence Crawford's style, as Crawford is renowned for his quickness, adaptability, and ability to make adjustments mid-fight. Observers have noted that Canelo looks noticeably leaner, and perhaps smaller, than usual during these sessions, sparking debate over whether he is intentionally trimming down to match Crawford's pace. In certain angles, some even suggest Canelo appears smaller than Crawford, despite typically being a naturally bigger man. This change raises questions. Could prioritizing speed over raw power compromise Canelo's usual advantages, or will it give him the perfect balance needed to disrupt Crawford's rhythm?
In a recent footage shared online, Canelo Alvarez definitely looks less bulkier and even somewhat smaller in comparison to Terence Crawford. Several people on multiple boxing community forums have noted that unlike Terence Crawford, who seems to be more focused with enhancing his power in order to shake Canelo's already proven and tested chin, Canelo's priority is more on refining his speed in order to swiftly deliver his already powerful punches, with both men pretty much basically having the exact opposite approach. Now, it'll be interesting to see the return of Slick Nello, a version of Canelo Alvarez who we haven't seen in a while. As for Terence Crawford, the question is, will he be able to bring his speed, agility, endurance, and stamina from 147 to 168, or will he end up like Trunks during the cell game?
At the press conference, Canelo Alvarez spoke with boldness and unwavering confidence about his ability to defeat Terence Crawford. He dismissed the idea that Crawford represents a unique threat, insisting every past opponent believe the same only to ultimately fall short. Canelo framed the matchup as one of the most significant events in boxing history, declaring that his victory would be remembered for years to come. His tone and body language radiated self-belief, as he positioned himself as a fighter who thrives under pressure and shines brightest on the biggest stage.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right
You
now.
can see it, but
I'm
it's
taking
gonna be. It's gonna be difficult. You take it to your mom.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it. Come fight.
And I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
but look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm
I
different.
see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other
No,
ones.
I see you. You don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see. You
We'll
know
see.
it.
We'll see. We'll
We
see.
gonna
son.
see.
Many boxing observers are quick to point out that Terence Crawford has already proven his ability to overcome naturally bigger opponents. Throughout his career, Crawford consistently moved up in weight, facing fighters with clear advantages in height, reach, and physical strength. Despite these disadvantages, he has repeatedly found ways to prevail. Each victory against larger fighters has not only strengthened his resume, but also reinforced the idea that skill can often neutralize size. This is why the assumption that Canelo Alvarez's physical presence alone will determine the outcome is being challenged by analysts and fans alike. Crawford's success is not rooted in sheer power or speed. It comes from his tactical sharpness, adaptability, and extraordinary ability to adjust mid-fight. His high ring IQ allows him to read opponents quickly, shift strategies seamlessly, and exploit weaknesses in real time. Analysts argue that this versatility is exactly what gives Crawford a realistic chance to neutralize Canelo's size and strength. Confidence in Crawford's camp grows from history itself, where smaller, smarter fighters have toppled bigger rivals by relying on superior skill and strategy. For many, this fight could once again prove that in boxing, brains often defeat brawn.
A person like, Boots, that's a lower weight, and like a lot of times weight really matter, because I've seen him smash guys that are just like way bigger than him. So I'm looking at it in a sense of, I think Crawford can handle the weight difference, and he could bring, the elusiveness of a lower. I mean, Canelo lower too, but Canelo fight fight more like a bully in a sense. He's lower too. He's good too, but he just fight more like he fight more with like more strength, overpowering. He has great technique. He's great, but I'm just looking at the athleticism and the will that Crawford always had and always brought, and I'm just thinking of that just transforming into like this weight difference. The weight difference is the only thing that we could pretty much argue about, but I think with the weight difference, with me witnessing like smaller guys just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like that kind of really don't matter in a sense, as long as you learn the game and you can duck and block some punches.
What's the outcome?
I think the outcome, and nobody's gonna get stopped. Nobody's gonna get stopped.
Because I'm hearing that this person will get stopped, that person will get stopped.
Nobody's gonna get stopped. I think it's gonna be a good fight, a good show. I think we'll see more. I think we'll be entertained more than disappointed for sure. When it comes to like skill for skill, going back and forth with certain games, I don't think we would necessarily see too much of a strong fight, because Canelo could pretty much he could hold his ground and not necessarily get out of contact. Both of them professional. Two of the greatest of this era.
Respected trainer Manny Robus shared his perspective, noting that Canelo Alvarez does not seem to carry the same intimidating physical presence in his build-up as he often has in the past. Robus stressed that Terence Crawford is currently the best fighter in the world, equipped with a complete set of tools that make him exceptionally dangerous. He highlighted Crawford's counterpunching, timing, and balance as qualities that separate him from most opponents. Robus made it clear that Crawford is far more than just a skilled boxer. He is a complete fighter capable of adapting to any style. By labeling him dangerous, Robus implied that Canelo will need more than size and confidence to overcome such a versatile and sharp challenger.
Very highly anticipated, that Canelo versus Crawford fight.
Oh man, that's a great fight, but you're only as good as your last fight, and so we all know that Canelo didn't look too hot in his last fight, and obviously the opponent didn't help very much. He's a big guy, super middleweight, strong, solid. He's fought everybody there is to fight, with the exception of Benavidez, of course. But then you have Crawford, man, pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue. He's just a remarkable fighter, man. He's got the total package. He can switch from conventional to southpaw. Nobody does it better. Great counterpuncher, great boxer, great ring generalship. He can fight if he chooses to. So it'd be dangerous to sit there and fight someone like Canelo, but that's just, I don't know, man. That's a toss-up. It's a 50-50 fight.
Do you see that 50-50?
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
Former champion Shane Mosley offered a different perspective, emphasizing that the size difference between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford may still be too great to overlook. While Mosley acknowledged Crawford's remarkable talent, he pointed out that when the gap in natural weight and physicality is this wide, often becomes a deciding factor. He suggested that Canelo could exploit his larger frame to wear Crawford down, especially in close-range exchanges where strength plays a greater role. Mosley's opinion reflected traditional boxing mindset, in which the bigger, stronger fighter usually prevails if the skill levels are close. His comments underscore the uncertainty surrounding this matchup, and why experts remain divided on its outcome. Analysts caution against reducing Canelo Alvarez to the stereotype of a straightforward Mexican-style brawler. Over time, he has developed into one of the sport's sharpest offensive fighters, using head movement, timing, and the ability to slip punches to neutralize dangerous opponents. On the other side, Terence Crawford is equally renowned for his defensive brilliance, relying on distance control, precision footwork, and clever angles to limit damage while creating openings. This balance makes their matchup especially intriguing, as both men bring more than offensive firepower. They possess elite defensive systems as well. Many experts suggest a fight could resemble a chess match, where the fighter who manages to penetrate the other's guard first may ultimately secure the decisive advantage.
Who has the better defense between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford? People are giving Crawford the edge in skill across the board. But does Canelo, who some say doesn't just have the typical Mexican style, does Canelo have a few sprinkles and a few twists of being the quote-unquote slick black fighter, especially on defense? If they get in the pocket, if they sit in the pocket like some lint in this fight, will Bud's defense, which is generally slight movements and picking off punches, be able to absorb it and keep himself out of danger? Or will Canelo's high caliber waist and head movement, just a couple of degrees of movement being able to avoid punches, will that be able to keep him out of danger and set him up for vicious counters? Both men are genius Mensa level counter punchers. But whose defense between the two of them do you think is better? Tell me in the comments.
One analyst sparked debate by suggesting that if Canelo Alvarez defeats Terence Crawford, a wave of ready-made excuses will likely follow. He noted that many will argue Crawford was competing outside his natural weight class, and that Canelo's size was simply too much to overcome. The analyst even hinted that Crawford himself could lean on these narratives to soften criticism in the event of a loss. At the same time, he acknowledged that Crawford's decision is partly financial, as this fight represents one of the biggest paydays of his career. From this viewpoint, the matchup becomes a no-lose situation for Crawford's legacy, while placing greater pressure on Canelo, who must win to protect his standing.
What's up, everybody? So look, man, let's get right into it. The big question, right, is Terence Crawford going to come up with the excuse after the Canelo fight, right? The pre-built excuse that I think everybody's going to give him a pass on. Like, you know what, he was there to be great. It wasn't his weight class, you know, blah, 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 etc. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that this is going to happen, bro, and I'm calling this shit out right now. Because it's no secret, right? You guys know it. It's not. This is pretty obvious, bro. It's not like rocket science to call this shit out. Canelo is probably going to end up knocking out Terence Crawford. You know, I know there's a lot of fans, a lot of people that have faith in Terence Crawford. I understand that he's a great fighter, and I could see people be like, yeah, Terence Crawford is special, this and that. But realistically, bro, moving up 2 weight classes to fight another special fighter, I mean, come on, man. Is Terence Crawford really, really that great? Like, has he really beat the opponents like that to prove that he's that great? In my opinion, is no. You know, so, but I say all of that shit, bro, to say this, man, because I want you guys to think about this, and I want you guys to remember this shit right now. Because as for me, I'm not gonna give Terence Crawford no excuse, bro. I'm gonna hold him accountable for his actions. He wanted to jump up 2 weight classes. He wanted to jump up to 168, cut the line. and take on Canelo and fight him for all his belts to try to become 3 times undisputed. You guys know how I feel about this shit, bro. In my opinion, no, he's not there to speak. He's doing this shit for the money. It's obvious as fuck. He's on interviews saying that, you know, before Turkey and she came with his bag, he's on interviews saying that he will never fight Canelo. That 160 is way too big for him and this and that. So it's not hard to see that he did this shit for the money, right? But what I want you guys to remember, man, after the fight, because like I said, bro, I guarantee we're gonna hear this shit from Terence Crawford first. You know, I was guaranteed to be great. I moved up to a weight class that wasn't mine, and this and that. And okay, we all know this shit, right? We all know this shit, bro. Like, we don't gotta remind everybody. We don't want to actually even hear it.
Former world champion Amir Khan voiced confidence in Terence Crawford's chances, as long as he remained sharp and disciplined from start to finish. Khan emphasized that Crawford's precision, focus, and ability to stay composed would be key in overcoming Canelo Alvarez's power and experience. Drawing from his own time in the ring with elite fighters, Khan noted how even brief mental lapses can prove costly at the highest level. His remarks reinforced the idea that Crawford's clearest path to victory is sticking to his game plan and avoiding Canelo's traps, adding weight to the anticipation surrounding this high-stakes clash.
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
You should know by firsthand what Crawford like. His older son and got his ass whooped by Terence Crawford already. You fear that Crawford beat the shit out of Canelo, the world gonna scream for Crawford versus Benavidez.
Yeah, right. Crawford don't want that, bro. Don't forget Turkey offered Crawford that fight already. Chill.
And he said he'll take it.
Nah, he asked for a 64-pound catch weight.
Yeah.
Turkey sent the offer for 64 pounds.
Yeah. You know what's up.
We know what's up.
That fat boy don't want it with Crawford. Benavidez don't look like he ain't shape.
Lord of mercy.
That boy start training camp for a week before the fight, and then he get on the scale. He starve himself. Stop playing. That boy don't got an ass. He ain't got a definition of a...
Yael Diaz, who trained Dimitri Bivol for his upset win over Canelo Alvarez, gave a blunt assessment of Terence Crawford's chances. Diaz insisted that Canelo is simply too skilled, powerful, and experienced for Crawford to overcome while moving up in weight. He went as far as saying there is zero chance for Crawford to succeed, warning the outcome would likely end badly for him. Coming from a trainer who knows firsthand what it takes to beat Canelo, Diaz's words carry weight and deepen the divide in expert opinion. His remarks also underscore the respect many trainers continue to hold for Canelo's all-around ability, while suggesting even elite pound-for-pound fighters face limits when climbing too far above their natural division.
Who is the trainer for Dimitri Bivol. You think Joel Diaz was a trainer for Dimitri Bivol when Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo Alvarez. He was also a trainer for Israel Madmirov when Israel Madmirov fought Terence Crawford last year. And many people thought Israel Madmirov won that fight, or I didn't think Israel Madmirov won the fight. I thought Terence Crawford won the fight, but at the same time, clearly a close, difficult fight for Terence Crawford. And this is Joe Diaz, and Joe Diaz was a trainer for both of those fighters. Now, Joe Diaz has trained against Canelo and trained against Terence. Joe Diaz says there's no way that Canelo Alvarez is going to win, that Terence Crawford is going to win the fight. He said there's no way that Terence Crawford is going to win that fight. He wasn't shy about it. He didn't say, well, if he does this and he does this. Nope, he's straight to the cut. No way this guy's going to win this fight. The size difference too big, and Canelo Alvarez is too good a fighter. This is not going to go well for Bud.
I mean, there is no way that Terence Crawford being, to me, my favorite fighter. I mean, the best fighter pound for pound can be Canelo. I mean, a 147 pounder moving up to 68, I mean, he can only maybe go 2-3 rounds, and then Canelo hits him and he hurts him. Canelo's being hit by Triple G, the hardest hitter in the division, and never hurt him. But Canelo will hit Crawford and he'll hurt him. let's put it this way. You remember the fight with Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade? Demetrius Andrade was a great fighter. Nobody wanted to fight him.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned next time.